While dating him, I asked him two most important questions I always ask the guys the first time when I know that it's gonna happen between us.
Tonto herself even said this.
Well, initially, he was never Mr. X. He was never the person who got me all those exotic gifts or nothing. He's a serial marrier.
Now, if you notice the way I'm going, I'm not making conclusions but asking you guys rhetorical questions. Can we both agree that Tonto Dikeh, by declaring Mr. Churchill as Mr. X, deceived all of her fans just to save her reputation because there was always already a Mr. X in her life? Can we both agree on that?
That's how I declared him Mr. X. Well, initially, he was never Mr. X. He was never the person who got me all those exotic gifts or nothing.
So when she made this statement, it baffled me. Listen.
He gave in to the idea of being called Mr. X because he wanted to be popular.
I don't know if my English is perfect enough, but for someone to give into something, there must have been maybe a pressure to do so.
I worry a lot about my son because I love him so much. Yes, he might have not been in my plan, but he was in God's plan, and God put him where he was supposed to be.
It's not my place to tell if the reason why Mr. Churchill gave in to that particular identity as Mr. X was for the fact that he wants to be popular.
The image that you have, I gave it to you in the first place because nobody knew who you were. He actually begged me to put him there as Mr. X because he was not Mr. X.
But like she said, he gave in into being Mr. X.
You see, beautiful girls, they need money so that you can take care of them, so that this kind of thing will not repeat itself again.
Are you getting the point now?
Before I met her, who knew about me? But I've been there. I've been used to my private life.
So right now, this is my theory. You didn't want your fans to know that your Mr. X left you, so you found the man that honorably accepted to be Mr. X, fit into the picture, played along very well, and all of a sudden it seems he now wants to be popular. Does that really make sense? Obviously, you guys know I don't take sides when it comes to things like this, but you can tell me what you think in the comment section as we go on.
Like Nigerians, we know the answer to a question, but we'll ask you.
I would not give birth to a child, train the child with my money while his father is out there lying that he's taking care of him.
Now, I asked myself this rhetorical question because I think I've asked you guys enough questions already. What if he decided to blow her cover of not being Mr. X from onset? How was Tonto Dikeh going to feel at that point? If Mr. Churchill didn't give in to being Mr. X, maybe she would have exposed him of not being the true son of Olusegun Obasanjo, as was her claims.
Before I met her, who knew about me? But I've been there. I've been used to my private life.
Now, do you now see how Mr. Churchill fits into the perfect picture of Mr. X? Because, come on, this person is not a social media person. Like, it's not someone that is more of like trendy on social media. Because had it been Mr. X turned out to be someone that is well known by people could easily figure it out already that Mr. Churchill can't have been the Mr. X she had been posting about for years. You understand? So he was a perfect picture for that particular description of Mr. X. Are you getting the point now? Because the way I think might slightly be different from the way you think yourself. Because if he was someone that was really more of like a public figure, you know, that kind of thing, come on, people that were his friends would know, like he would be posting, you know, you get that kind of thing. So he really fit into the Mr. X that she wanted.
Everything I ever liked about him was a lie. I'm not saying that I went out there to say I want to date or I want to get married to a who is in Nigeria, but I am Tonto. You don't expect me to get married to a pauper.
Now, I'm not going to say whether Mr. Churchill is a Yahoo boy. No, he's not a boy, he's a man. I'm not here to say if he's a Yahoo boy or a Yahoo man, okay? But the fact still remains that many people that are into this kind of thing, or would I say fraud or something, oh, God so blessed, now we have a 40-year-old EFC, is it EFCC? EFCC boss. I think he's going to be the boss, or if he's not the boss already. So
definitely when he said I am Obasanjo's son, when his own mother told me I'm Obasanjo's wife, it was a plus for me. It was a plus.
Maybe he's going to check on Mr. Churchill as we go on. But aside that, I think that people that are really into like fraud and all that, sometimes they try to show a flamboyant lifestyle on social media, which is not really something I get to see much of about Mr. Churchill. But we don't know if he's really a Yahoo boy, a Yahoo man, or a konja person. On my way now.
My son's father, unbelievably, sitting down in the middle of red candles with a red pant and a laptop in his hand.
Now, have you asked yourself this question? Tonto Dike is a celebrity, won international awards, very popular, everyone knows her. She goes to a bar to hang out and she gets to meet a man. Let me assume they just said hello, hi. And after 2 days, you get to meet the same man again. Now, I know, yes, you just broke up from a relationship, so maybe someone had to fill in the gap. But I think of two things at this point. It's either Mr. Churchill must have told her something at the club that made her look forward to seeing him, or maybe she just saw him, liked him, and then looked forward to seeing him again, because it's just so rare, except maybe you are just a slut that you go to a club and then you get into entanglements from the club. Well, now we know that some people go there for the hustle, like what happens, but in this particular case, you're a celebrity, someone that is more of like a public figure. So what could make you have an entanglement with a handsome man as this Mr. Churchill? He must have told her something at that club that she wouldn't ever forget, which I think may be the center of the whole drama between Tonto Dike and Mr. Churchill.
Churchill never added any value to my life.
Can you now see the reason why guys who are ready to marry are not marrying? Because of women like this who will not be calming down. My dear women, be calming down, be calming down. Like I said, who knows if he told him at the club, hey, hello, yes, I am Obasanjo's son, and that's tick, ting. We should actually make you reply a text or something if he got your number. That night, I don't know what happened though. I am just reacting to what is trending. So please, the Strikers Association, I beg, Maka, why?
I've left the marriage when the marriage was 5 months. I've left the marriage when the marriage was 3 months. I've left the marriage even before I left the moment. Like 3 times I've left the marriage.
So this is my theory. If you could deceive millions of followers that this person was Mr. X when he wasn't Mr. X, and then the same person deceives you all in the name of chasing clout, isn't not like polls attracting? Because you deceived millions and this person deceived you. Oh, this is a different drama entirely.
I'm not saying that it's not something that everybody is doing, but it's something that I personally do not want to get involved in. I have been scammed a lot of times. I have a name. If they catch this man tomorrow, it will be Tonto Dike's husband. Of course. Just like now, even till now, he's my ex-husband. He still does not have a name. Everybody calls him Tonto Dike's ex-husband.
What do you expect?
I know people sit at home and say, you know, this girl is very stupid. You paid for your wedding. Why did you pay for your wedding? You are desperate. Why did you pay for your wedding? No, I was pregnant for this man. This man, I was a walking scam for this man.
So Tonto did not even waste time to jaye.
When you know give butcher.
But this is the kind of girl I'm searching for.
I'm sorry, I don't depend on guys to take care of my needs.
Don't depend on me like Tonto Dike pays for everything.
No, I don't understand. You paid for the wedding.
I paid for my wedding. I have proof here too.
But I would sure make sure I handle my responsibility as a man.
Me, I have confidence that Sami has changed.
Now here's the important part of this video. Here are some things I find not adding up in this whole story.
I honored her. I took her to a place, community, which I paid a bribe by. When I sent her out of the country.
After the Obasanjo story, we got married. I traveled out to go and give birth. We'd never settled down as a family.
He even sent you out of Nigeria.
When I sent her out of the country.
Like, did he finance it? Or did he give you his blessings? Like, how did he really send you out of Nigeria? I don't know. What matters is that you traveled out of Nigeria to have your child, so we don't know that one. Let's move.
I didn't gain money by marrying him. I lost money spending on him. I lost money marrying him. I lost money feeding him. I lost money clothing him. So there's no gain.
Bigo, please, profit and loss women. Don't even send me DM. In fact, if I even message you how far, don't reply me, Bigo, because I don't want to go from Mr. X to now ex-husband. I beg you, marriage they say is for better, for worse. But anyway, you cannot endure something that cannot be changed.
So I don't know how to live with people. Okay. So I opted for my own room, so he has his own room. Perfect. If we have to see, we come to each room. So it was more like in fact, he was a stranger to me. While dating him, I asked him 2 most important questions I always ask the guys the first time when I know that it's gonna happen between us. I asked you, do you have a child?
Okay.
Are you married? He told me he does not have a child.
Okay.
And I believe that he has said that in a couple of interviews. Yes, that he does not have a child.
Yeah.
But Churchill, you have a daughter called Bimbo.
If you have been watching me up to this time, I would say a very big thank you to you because I have been talking nonsense.
What is marital status? Marital status, it is when you have when you are married, you have to go and you check your marital status.
Yes.
HIV and the other diseases.
I don't know if you saw any sense in what I'm saying, but if you saw some sense in the things I said, tell me in the comment section. If in case you haven't subscribed to the channel, you might want to do so because I think it's actually fun watching me, okay? Thanks for being my audience today as I educate, entertain, and inspire you with amazing content I see all around the world doing all of the good stuff. So I have a video I think you would like watching. A couple of videos I've made here about trending issues in Nigeria, which I think is super amazing based on the same style of which I create content. And this other one here is a video I made in reaction to AY's comedy series of Call to Bar. So any of them here, you can click on them to watch, and see you in my next video. Subscribe if you want to see me again.